Urban Therapy with Sun752, and this is your daily go-getterism number 478 for February 3rd, 2016. All right, tonight we want to talk about when you really don't think that you have enough to go on. Like, sometimes things can drain us physically, they can drain us mentally, they can drain us emotionally. But when things drain us in those kind of ways, we normally try to avoid things or people that will drain us or take that kind of energy up out of us. But sometimes it's not avoidable situation. It's not an avoidable situation. We just have to stick in there and stand in and fight. But if you ever been in a situation where you really don't feel like you have anything left, you really don't feel like you can go on any further, and those are the times when you have to reach down in yourself and you have to realize that sometimes you have to resolve to the fact or submit to the fact that there's always a little bit left. You always have a little bit more fight left in you than you probably were willing to give, but you realize that it's there, and it's there when you need it, and it's there because you need it. Now, to give you a better illustration of what I'm trying to get across to you, check this out. If you've ever been around somebody that is emotionally draining, like somebody that really just when they come around, it's like one big pity party. But it doesn't always have to be a sad thing. Sometimes it's just somebody that gets on your nerves to the point where they make you angry, and that can be very taxing on your emotions. Somebody that does something stupid, presses your buttons, always getting on your nerves, always taking you there. And you don't want to be taken there. But the better a person knows you, the more they know exactly how to get at you. So you have to arm yourself sometimes with the ability to be able to walk away from situations that you would rather slap somebody up in. Because after a while, when you get around these people and you constantly have to deal with people like that, and sometimes we are in a position where we have to deal with people like that. Sometimes these people are our family members. Sometimes these people are our co-workers. And we can't just write them off like that. So we have to deal with them in ways that will give us a chance to save our sanity. And we have to make the decision to do that. Even though it may be the most difficult decision that we have to make in our lives. Or some of the most emotionally draining tasks that we ever have to perform. But you have to think about it like picking your poison. Which one would you rather have? Would you rather have somebody that drains you emotionally on the anger side, or drains you emotionally on the sorrow side? Because some people, when they get around you, they can bring that sorrow out of you. Their stories are so sad, are just so woeful. They can just they just bring it up out of you. Because they may be in such a depressive state that you don't even know what to do. It's a crazy situation and it's not pretty. I don't know. It's one of those things where you probably be asking yourself, like, how can I get up out of this situation to whereas people don't put me in the place where they are? Because where they are right now is not a comfortable place. It's not a place that you want to be. And if you've ever been drained that way mentally and emotionally, and there are other ways, more positive ways that you can be drained mentally. Like, for example, if you are taking classes, there are a lot of adults right now that are taking classes, online classes, actually going into the classroom, whatever. And the caseload, the workload for the classes is heavy. So, if you're not used to living your life in semesters anymore because you've been out of school for a long time, that can be very taxing. When you have bills to pay, you have children to tend to, you have a husband or a spouse or a man or a woman that you have to deal with, and on top of that you got to do all of this coursework. It can really drain you mentally, but that's a good drain. But nonetheless, it's a drain, and it's something that can really take a lot up out of you. And you may be ready to throw your hands up and be like, yo, man, I can't do this no more. This is crazy. But believe me, there's a little bit more in you. And sometimes we don't realize how much more we have in us until our pathways to escape, our pathways to try to run are all blocked. And that's when you have to stand in there and fight. And it's also when you're going to use your brain and your physical power in order to make sure that you win that fight. It's sort of like when you trap a cat. You know, like if you scare a cat will run. But if you back a cat into a corner, regardless of how big you are, you got a fight on your hands because you have blocked its ability to flee. Same thing with a horse. A lot of people don't know that about horses. Horses will not just fight you for any reason, as big as they are. But if you block their way to be able to escape, a horse is gonna fuck you up. And he may not have wanted to do that or thought he could. So you get it? You know, sometimes you have to reach deep down inside of yourself and win a battle that you probably thought that you were going to lose or that you would have lost or escaped from had your pathways to escape been taken away. And now you realize how much more you had left in the tank. And you always have a little bit more left in the tank. You know why? Because you about something. And when you about something, what we normally do is whatever activity that we're doing, we always try to preserve ourselves for the unknown. So if you're working out with a new person or new trainer or something like that, and you don't know what they're going to do next, you probably don't give your all in the beginning because you realize that you're going to be spent near the middle or the end. So sometimes at the end you have a lot more energy than you thought that you would have had because you've already preserved yourself. Sometimes people won't allow you to preserve yourself, so you got to do some things in order to make sure that you still have a little bit left in the tank. And believe me, there's always a little bit more. We don't want to spend all of our energy, but sometimes it's not possible for us to save it in the way that we're used to saving it. But don't worry about it. Whenever you about something, you always have a little something left. People that ain't about nothing, they rarely have anything left because they didn't start off with shit. Because they didn't want nothing. You ain't trying to go nowhere. What you saving your energy for? You don't need energy to chill. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And yo, remember that whenever you think that you don't have any more left in the tank, whenever you think that it's the end for you, whenever you think that you can't go on, take another step, lift your arm, take another breath, believe me, you got a lot more left because you've already built up your strength and preserved a lot of your energy. And now, when you need it, and because you need it, you'll be able to tap inside that thing. So don't even worry about it. You can be alright. Don't forget about the Urban Therapy with Sun Mind, Right, and Body Better Fitness program going on this Saturday. We do return to the McVeigh Recreation Center, 401 Ontario Street, on the corner of D Street and Ontario, in beautiful West Kensington, Philadelphia. Come down, fellowship with us, man. Get your workout on. You know what I mean? Get right. You still got a lot of time to get right in this 2016. And it all starts with the Mind, Right, and Body Better Fitness program. 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what I mean? We start early enough in the day. Get it over with early enough in the day. And have the rest of the day to chill. Or lick your wounds. I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all chill, man. Take the fall event right there. Holla.